Let's be honest, figuring out your Enneagram type can feel confusing. Maybe you've taken an online test, got one result, and then read a few descriptions and thought, wait, that doesn't sound like me at all. Well, you're not alone. Tests can be helpful, but they aren't the whole picture. Here's the thing. Tests measure behavior, but the Enneagram is based on motivation, that why beneath what it is that you do. And because your motivations are often unconscious, tests can get it wrong. A lot. In fact, over 65% of people mistype themselves when they rely on tests alone. That's why getting fixated on the wrong type can actually slow your growth, because it locks you into a label instead of helping you see your energetic patterns. I see this all the time in my practice. Someone comes in saying, I'm definitely a type 3, or the test says I'm a 6, so that must be it. But once we dig deeper, we discover that their actual Enneagram type, the energy, is somewhere completely different. And this is why it matters. When you're working from the wrong type, you're solving the wrong problems. It's like using a map for a city that you're not even in and wondering, why do I keep walking around in circles? So that's why today we're going deeper than tests. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to discover your true Enneagram type and why that's the starting point and not the finish line. I'm Jen P. Higgins, and this is Enneagramology, where we explore the deeper purpose of the Enneagram, not as a personality label, but as a map of energy flow that helps you process, heal, and step into your purpose. In Enneagram Energetics, I teach something different. Your core type isn't a box you live in forever. It's your home base energy, the place that you return to when you're stressed, or when you're inspired, or when you're triggered, or simply when you're just fully being yourself. And knowing your home base isn't about deciding who you are. It's really about understanding where your energy begins so that you can learn how to harmonize with the other 8 energies. Now, tests can be a starting point, but they have limits. Most tests measure surface level behaviors, not those deeper motivations that are driving those behaviors. And that's why you might get different results depending on your mood, your stress level, or even the season of life you're in when you're taking the test. And now I'm not poo-pooing tests at all. They're easily accessible. A lot of them are free, at least they're affordable. But if you do take a test, use it as a guide. Just hold it loosely. And instead of chasing the right answer, focus on what resonates and let your self-awareness evolve from there. Your test results might be your current growth edge, which is very important to know. It just may not be your true Enneagram type. Another and often more accurate way is through what's called the narrative approach. This is where you work with someone that's trained to observe Enneagram patterns objectively and compassionately, and they'll ask you questions, listen to your stories, start connecting the dots based on how your energy actually operates in your life, in your experiences, in the context of your life. This method is how I was trained, and it is especially helpful if your life experiences or your trauma history have shaped how you show up in the world. Because sometimes we mask our natural patterns in order to stay safe, in order to succeed, or to fit in and feel like you belong. So a skilled guide can see beneath the mask and recognize your deeper energetic signature. And then there's my personal favorite, an intuitive typing session. This is where someone that is trained in subtle body awareness and Enneagram patterns can assess your energy directly. It's often the fastest and the most accurate way to clarify which is your core type. But no matter which method you use, there are a few guiding principles that can make the process more effective. Step 1, start with core motivations, not behaviors. What drives you when no one's watching? What are you afraid of losing? What needs feel non-negotiable for you? Step 2, look at patterns, not moments. This isn't about who you are on a stressful day. It's about the habits and the tendencies that keep showing up even when your circumstances change. And step 3, listen to your body, your heart, and your mind. Gurdjieff called us three-brained beings because your body, heart, and mind each process energy differently, and your home-based energy often shows up as which one leads first. I call that your experience gate. So for some people, it starts with the body and the senses. They notice comfort, tension, or movement before anything else. And for others, it starts with the heart and emotions. They feel connection or rejection or belonging right away. And for some, it starts with the mind. Ideas, concepts, and meaning are the first filters that they run everything through. When you understand which gate you enter first, it becomes easier to recognize where your energy goes first, and that can help you identify your home-based energy more accurately. Finding your type isn't the finish line. It's the starting point, because when you know your home base, you can finally see the other 8 energies as tools that you can access, not traits that you're missing. This is where the Enneagram becomes powerful. It's not just about labeling yourself. It's about learning to integrate and to harmonize and to flow with all 9 energies instead of just staying stuck in one. So in the next episode, we're going to zoom out and connect this to the bigger framework of Enneagram energetics. We're going to unpack why knowing your type is just the first breadcrumb, and why you keep getting stuck in the same arguments, the same triggers, the same burnout cycles, even after you know your type. So if you've ever felt like you're circling the same block over and over again, the next episode is going to be eye-opening. So if you've been frustrated by Enneagram tests, take a breath. You're not broken, you're not behind, you just need a better map. And if you want to start exploring how to find your home-based energy right now, check out my mini course, The Introduction to the Enneagram of Personality, where we walk through the 9 energies and the motivations behind them. And as always, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. We're going to connect this to your core energy patterns so you can finally unbox your Enneagram type and unleash your power.